It's Platt, and today we kick off the holidays. That's next on Platt's Drink of the Week. So the holidays are here, and of course that is a perfect excuse to have an adult beverage. So I thought these next few weeks we would take a look at classic holiday drinks or things to have while celebrating the holidays. And we're going to start off with Evan Williams Eggnog. I purchased this bottle at $10.99. It comes in at 15% alcohol by volume. This is a 750 milliliter bottle. First, we'll start off with a little background on Evan Williams. Evan Williams was a Welsh immigrant that came to the U.S. in the late 1700s. We're not 100% sure on all the dates, but supposedly he settled in Louisville, Kentucky, and began distilling in 1783. The city of Louisville actually have a historical marker on the where the old distillery was, and it claims that that was the first distillery there in Louisville. Now, we do know for sure that he was elected the first wharf master. The Ohio River runs through. He was the first wharf master of Louisville in the year 1797. Where things, however, do get a little murky is, and it will say, not on this particular bottle, but a regular bottle of Evan Williams, and in their marketing, they will use the term since 1783 or Kentucky's first distiller. We're not 100% sure on that. Actually, the brand Evan Williams was not founded until 1957 by Heaven Hill, who own it today. So the brand itself is about not even 80 years old yet. There was obviously an Evan Williams. The first mention even of Evan Williams being the oldest distillery, or 1783, did not come till 1892 in some of their marketing. Also, too, there's other claimants to be the first distiller in Kentucky, most notably Elijah Craig and the folks that own that brand. So we're not 100% sure. Again, records weren't perfect back then, but he was definitely one of the first, if not the very first. Evan Williams, as many of you may know, is the second most popular bourbon brand in the world, only behind number one, which is Jim Beam. If you're a regular viewer to the channel, you know that I think Evan Williams, whether it's the regular 80 proof or the bottle and bond, is one of the best buys in bourbon for your dollar, I believe. The regular 80 proof's about the same price, $10.99, and the bottle and bond I know is generally around $20 or under $20. So Evan Williams really puts out a good product, so I'm really eager to give this a try. Speaking of eggnog, if you would like to learn to make your own eggnog at home, feeling a little more adventurous than buying it, if you want to make your own, I will leave a link to a video up here or down here somewhere. I'll leave a link to my eggnog video, and I'll show you how to make eggnog at home. Speaking of eggnog, let's get back to a little bit of its history too, kind of vague, similar to Evan Williams. It is a classic egg and milk based alcoholic beverage served around the holidays. The base spirit is usually either brandy, rum, or whiskey. You can use all three, or a blend of all three, which I believe they do in this particular product. The term nog in eggnog is shortened from noggin, which is a Middle English term for a wooden mug that they drink beer or wine, what have you. And at the time, there was a drink called posset, which was a drink of curdled milk with either wine or ale added to it. Later on, they started adding egg to the drink. Eventually, they would put the egg in. They would want to, mix up that egg, so they would go back and forth from the nog, egg in the nog, eggnog. Not 100% sure where that's at. That is one of the stories behind supposedly the name eggnog. I kind of like myself, and there was an actual term noggin, so that is true. Whether it came from posset or whatever, we're not 100% sure. Historically, because especially in Britain at the time, egg and milk were kind of for the wealthy, and so if you were consuming an egg or milk based product, eggnog, you probably were wealthy. And in Britain, they would originally have used brandy as base spirit when they kind of left posset behind and became eggnog. They would have used brandy. as the base spirit. The British have loved brandy, especially French brandy, for years. However, if you know a little bit of history, you know England and France loved having wars back in the day, and that included trade wars. So there's various periods of time when brandy would be highly tariffed. Thus, they eventually end up switching the base spirit of eggnog to rum, which in colonial time was the original spirit of the United States. It was not whiskey, it was rum. It was all part of the molasses/slave trade, and rum was plentiful, especially in the Northeast United States at the time, and it became the base spirit for eggnog. Move ahead a little bit, though, and when the U.S. finally got its independence from England, they decided to start changing the spirit in there. George Washington himself would make homemade eggnog and utilize some of his rye whiskey. Remember, George Washington was a distiller. He made, not necessarily moonshine because he's a legal distiller, but he made his own rye, was probably what he was best known for. And he utilized that in eggnog at his own gatherings, however, before there was a White House, of course. But so that's how we got whiskey now as part of the eggnog. Let's go ahead and see what we got in this particular bottle here, made with Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, blended whiskey, rum, and brandy. So we got a little bit of everything. 15% alcohol by volume. It says keep chilled, ready to serve, and we're ready to drink. Let's go ahead and pour us a little bit. Now, obviously, I don't think I have to tell you if you have any kind of lactose intolerance or anything like that. Milk, eggs, if you have a gentle stomach, this might not be the thing for you, just to give you that kind of heads up. Really nice, thick, creamy. Let's go ahead and dive in. Oh, that's nice. That is really nice. I could drink about a gallon of this stuff. I do get a little bit of the alcohol in the nose. I can just a faint hint of something whiskey-ish in there. You definitely know the alcohol. I can definitely kind of feel it going down. It's not strong. Again, it's only 15%. But you know, if that was a beer or wine, you know, a beer, that'd be a big beer or whatever. So you are going to notice the alcohol, just nice, smooth, creamy. A couple of suggestions if you want to kind of spice up this drink a little bit. You know, how can you make it a little better? First and foremost, anytime you make any kind of eggnog, some fresh nutmeg, whether you have the powder or you can grind. If you can grind it, the better. But you have the little nutmeg powder on top. That really helps. I could see if you wanted to serve this in like a nice little wine glass or port wine glass, maybe put some chocolate syrup in there. I think chocolate would be a nice complementary flavor. If you're doing kind of more of a punch bowl kind of thing, let's say you bought a couple bottles of this and put it over some ice and whatever. If you want to throw in maybe a cinnamon stick in there, you know, kind of stir around, that could be an option. Clove, what have you. If you wanted to add a little whipped cream, make this kind of like a blowjob shoot or something like that for more Christmas theme. A lot of different ways to go with it, but $10.99. This would be a fun little, kind of after dinner drink. Let's say, you're having one of those couples nights, or you're with the adults of the family. The kids have gone to bed. Maybe pop open a bottle of eggnog with the family and relax after a busy day of the holidays. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets YouTube know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or things in the liquor store you'd like me to try, please leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Till next time, bottoms up.